Hello friends, welcome back to your YouTube channel. Hope you are all fine and you are all doing well. Earlier we had talked about environmental degradation and air pollution. Today we are going to discuss about the water pollution. We will discuss its causes, consequences and remedies. शुरू करने से पहले मैं आपको बता दूं, अगर आप चैनल पर नए हैं तो मेक श्योर आप चैनल को ज़रूर सब्सक्राइब करें. So right, then let's start. As you know, जो water है, it is the foundation of life on earth. एंड एवरी लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म जो है, वेदर वो ह्यूमन, एनिमल्स, प्लांट्स या माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स हो, दे डिपेंड ऑन द क्लीन वाटर फॉर देयर सर्वाइवल. However, जो रैपिड पॉपुलेशन ग्रोथ, इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन या अर्बन एक्सपेंशन या अनसस्टेनेबल एग्रीकल्चरल प्रैक्टिसेस जो है, सो इनकी वजह से क्या हुआ कि जो वाटर क्वालिटी है दैट हैड डिग्रेडेड. सो जो वाटर रिसोर्सेज की जो क्वालिटी है दैट हैड डिग्रेडेड, दैट कॉजेज वाटर पोल्यूशन. सो जो वाटर पोल्यूशन है इट रेफर्स टू द contamination of the water bodies such as rivers, lakes, oceans, groundwater and aquifers by harmful physical, chemical or biological substances which makes the water unfit for the human use and harmful to aquatic life. And as of 2025, जो water pollution है it remains one of the most serious global environmental problem. And according to WHO, जो unsafe water और जो poor sanitation है that causes over 1.2 million deaths annually, that is mainly in developing countries. And जो water pollution है it's not just an environmental issue but rather it is a public health crisis, or we can say an economic burden and also a threat to the sustainable development. ठीक है. Now the meaning of water pollution. Now you may be aware about जो water pollution है it occurs जब pollutants जो है उनको discharge किया जाता है directly or indirectly into the water bodies without an adequate treatment, which causes the deterioration in water quality. और जो polluted water है that loses its natural, physical, chemical and biological characteristics which further affects the ecosystem and human well-being. ठीक है. Talking about the types of water pollution sources. जो main water pollution sources हैं these are, फर्स्ट जो है दैट आर पॉइंट सोर्सेज. पॉइंट सोर्सेज जो है दीज आर बेसिकली दी आइडेंटिफाइबल और वी कैन से लोकलाइज्ड सोर्सेज ऑफ पोल्यूशन. एंड इसकी जो एग्जाम्पल्स हैं दैट इंक्लूड्स इंडस्ट्रियल डिस्चार्ज पाइप्स, सीवेज ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट, आउटलेट्स, ऑयल स्पिल्स फ्रॉम शिप्स. सेकेंड, नॉन पॉइंट सोर्सेज जो है दीज आर बेसिकली दी डिफ्यूज सोर्सेज दैट आर बेसिकली डिफिकल्ट टू trace or monitor. And इसकी जो examples हैं that are agricultural runoff, urban storm water runoff or atmospheric deposition. ठीक है. Now talking about the causes of water pollution. Water pollution जो है it is mainly human induced, that mainly human beings cause through through various anthropogenic activities, as well as it also causes due to the natural processes. So both are the major contributors. So जो major causes है इनको हम classify करते हैं as industrial and urban, agricultural and chemical and emerging modern threats. First, talking about the industrial and urban sources, it include first untreated sewage. जो one of the largest contributor है to the water pollution worldwide, that is untreated or poorly treated sewage. Like over 80% जो है global waste water उसको directly release किया जाता है into the rivers and lakes without the proper treatment. Similarly, जो sewage है that contains pathogens, organic matter, nutrients and toxic substances that deplete the water, and it further also depletes dissolved oxygen in the water bodies which kill aquatic organisms. And इसके जो impacts हैं that are like spread of waterborne diseases, eutrophication, foul smell and aesthetic degradation. Second are the industrial effluents or industrial causes. like जो industrial discharge हैं like large quantities जो है waste water that contains heavy metals like mercury, lead, arsenic, cadmium that are mainly the industrial discharges. Apart from that, acids and alkalis, organic chemicals, oil and grease, these are also the industrial effluents. And जो इमर्जिंग इश्यूज हैं 2025 के, these are जो data centers हैं, they also consume the massive amounts of water for cooling and discharge heated water या जो thermal pollution है, that also reduces the oxygen level and that causes harm to the aquatic species. Third are pharmaceutical and medical waste. जो हॉस्पिटल्स या जो हाउस होल्ड्स हैं, दैट ऑल्सो रिलीजेज एंटीबायोटिक रेसिड्यूज या हार्मोन्स डिसइंफेक्टेंट्स. और ये जो सबस्टेंसेस हैं, दीज सबस्टेंसेस प्रमोट एंटी माइक्रोबल रेजिस्टेंस, दे डिसरप्ट द हार्मोनल सिस्टम इन aquatic systems which also enter into the drinking water supplies. ठीक. Now second, talking about the agricultural and chemical sources, it include agricultural runoff. जो modern agriculture है, that heavily depends on the chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Like when rain water जो है, when rain comes, जो rain water है, that washes nitrates and phosphates into the rivers and lakes, which further leads to the eutrophication. And ये जो eutrophication है, this is basically the process in which excess nutrients जो है, they enter into the water, which further causes the rapid algal growth, or we can say algal bloom. And it also depletes the oxygen in the water bodies, and जो fish या जो other aquatic organism species है, they also suffocate, and it also causes the formation of dead zones. Second are plastic pollution. At least 10 to 12 million tons of plastic जो है, that enters oceans annually. और जो plastics है, they further break down into the microplastics, and microplastics जो है, these are mainly found in the drinking water, fish, human blood streams. और ये जो plastics हैं, they also absorb toxic chemicals and enters into the food chain. ठीक है. Third, talking about the emerging threats as 2025. These threats include PFAS. These are basically these chemicals are also called as the forever chemicals. And जो PFAS है, these are mainly used in non-stick cookware, waterproof clothing, firefighting foams, and these are highly persistent and bioaccumulative, and these are mainly found in the groundwater globally. And इनके जो हेल्थ इफेक्ट्स हैं, दैट आर कैंसर, हार्मोनल इम्बैलेंस, इम्यून सिस्टम डिसऑर्डर्स. सेकंड जो है, दैट इज क्लाइमेट चेंज. जो क्लाइमेट चेंज है, it also worsens the water pollution, that is through increased flooding like sewage overflow, and also through rising water temperatures like lowering the oxygen level of water bodies. Similarly, droughts, this is also the major cause of climate change, which further causes the higher pollutant concentration. ठीक है. Now second, talking about the consequences of water pollution. जो impacts है water pollution के, that are huge, or we can say that are widespread, which affects the human health, ecosystems, economy, and social stability. And it mainly includes human health impacts. Human health impacts जो है, these impact जो है, these are caused due to the human actions, and these include waterborne disease like जो contaminated water है, it spread various diseases such as cholera, typhoid, dysentery, hepatitis A. And in 2025, nearly 1,000 children जो है, they die daily from the diarrheal diseases that are caused due to the unsafe water. Second, bioaccumulation and biomagnification, like जो toxic substances and they accumulate in the aquatic organisms, which causes the concentration or increase in the higher trophic levels. Like for example, mercury, like plankton, it causes it harms the plankton, fish, humans. And इसकी जो causes है, that are like brain damage, kidney failure, developmental problems in children. Third is chemical toxicity, like जो nitrates हैं, they cause blue baby syndrome, that is the reduced oxygen level in the infant child. Is arsenic exposure, which further leads to the skin lesions, internal cancers, and organ damage. ठीक है. Now talking about the environmental consequences. जो environmental consequences हैं these include first जो है that is loss of aquatic biodiversity, like जो polluted water bodies हैं they reduce the species diversity, and जो sensitive species हैं they got most affected and they disappear first, and जो coral reefs हैं they also suffer from the chemical pollution, thermal pollution, and also due to the ocean acidification. Second जो है that is disruption of food webs. जो डेथ है कीस्टोन स्पीशीज की that also collapse the ecosystem, that affect the fisheries and coastal livelihoods, and that also leads to the economic losses for the fishing communities. ठीक. Now talking about the remedies and solutions to combat, to overcome the water pollution, बहुत सारी modern strategies जो हैं they should be adapted, which will further emphasize on the prevention, treatment, recycling, and ecosystem restoration. And these remedies or your solutions hai, these are advanced technological solutions like AI powered wastewater treatment, like जो AI optimize AI है, it should optimize the treatment processes in real time. It will reduce the energy use by up to 30%, and it will also improve the removal of nutrients and toxins. Second, advanced filtration technologies, which include the reverse osmosis, nanofiltration, membrane bioreactors. So it will also remove the microplastics, pharmaceutical residue, heavy metals. Similarly, phycoremediation, like जो algae है that will absorb the nutrients and heavy metals, that will further prevent the eutrophication, and algal biomass जो है that should be reused for the biofuel or fertilizer. Second जो है that is policy and community remedies, which include zero liquid discharge, like जो industries हैं they must recycle all the waste water. They should not discharge affiliate water into the rivers, and they should also promote the circular water use. Second, river regeneration projects, like जो industries हैं जो river regeneration projects हैं they should heavily focus on to intercept sewage. They should restore the natural flow of the water, and they should also stabilize the river banks, and they should also focus on improving the biodiversity, like जो countries हैं like India, UK, like Thames, Sabarmati. So these countries also focus on such river regeneration projects. Third जो है third are natural preserved solutions, like wetland restoration, mangrove conservation, riparian buffers, because जो wetlands हैं they act as the natural filters which remove the pollutants before they reach to the rivers. So these are the nature based solutions. Then उसके बाद talking about the individual and community actions, like it include reducing plastic waste, like we should avoid the single use plastic. We should support the reusable and biodegradable products. Similarly, second, proper wastage disposal, like we do not flush medicines or chemicals into the water, and we should not dispose hazardous wastewater directly into the water bodies. So we should dispose such hazardous waste responsibly. Similarly, citizen participation जो है that is also important, like it should focus on community water monitoring, reporting pollution incidents, supporting local conservation initiatives. So these are the some remedies that we should take, or we should adapt to tackle the water pollution. At conclusion, we had learned that कि जो water pollution है, it is one of the most pressing environmental challenge of the 21st century, which threatens the human health, which destroys the ecosystem, and which also undermines the economic development, and it endangers future generations. While industrialization या जो modern lifestyles हैं that have also intensified water pollution, science, technology, policy, and public awareness. So together ये जो aspects, and these aspects are also the powerful tools which offer us the which offer us the measures through which we can control the water pollution. और जो solution है that lies in the integrated water management, which combine the advancement treatment technologies, strict regulations, ecosystem response, restoration, and also the responsible individual behavior. And clean water जो है, it's not merely an environmental concern, but it is also a fundamental human right. So to protect water resources today, it is very essential to ensure a healthy, secure, and sustainable future for the humanity. So guys, that's it for today. I hope आपको अच्छे से क्लियर हुआ होगा. अगर कोई भी डाउट कन्फ्यूजन हो तो आप कमेंट सेक्शन में ज़रूर लिखें. So that's it. I hope you find this video informative. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to Discipline Talk channel. Thank you for watching.